Hey guys, Jess here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's so nice to see you guys again. I am so excited to be back in front of the camera. You guys do not understand how stoked I am to be back here. First of all, I'm hot because I'm excited because you see this unicorn things in here? I got it. I took 2 sips and I'm hyped. The topic of conversation is going to be forgiveness because I taught on this a couple weeks ago, and we talked about forgiveness and how hard it is for us to forgive other people. Every time we have these kind of discussions, it always resonates with people. So, I'm sure there are people out there who have the same issue with forgiveness. Somebody did you wrong, friends, family, whoever. And I just want to kind of talk about why it's important to forgive people and why it benefits you. I guess people feel like that when you forgive somebody, it's like you're letting them off the hook. That's not true. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're saying, you know what, I can't carry this around with me anymore. It's eating me up. Every time I see you're changing my mood. I don't want to harbor this kind of energy anymore. And so you forgive the person for yourself. What you mean I'm forgiving them for me? How does me forgiving them help me in any kind of way? And then it's like, well, I'll forgive, but I don't have to forget. Like, how does all of this kind of play out? Well, let's backtrack for a minute and let's just, I want you guys to think for a second. How often do you think it's okay to forgive somebody? Like, how many chances do you give somebody before you you know what? Boom. You like Remy Ma, where she no one ever crosses me once. Like, is that you where people can't come across you one time. They one and done. You don't deal with them. You don't mess with them. You're done. You hurt me. You're done. One thing I learned is that you have to make allowances for people to be human. You have to make allowances for people's faults. And I can hear y'all now. Why? Why do I gotta allow people to mess over me? And it's like, well, it's not mess over. It's not to mess over you. It's saying that, look, you aren't human. It's acknowledging the humanity in all of us, right? Nobody's perfect, right? You're human. I'm human. We can't expect people to walk around being perfect. We have these really high expectations of people where it's like, you're not allowed to hurt me. You're not allowed to make mistakes. You're not allowed to walk around here and be human and be imperfect. You're not allowed to. You have to keep your stuff together. And it's like, well, that's an unrealistic and unfair expectation to put on someone else because, are you walking around here with all your stuff together 100% of the time? Do you not make mistakes? Are you not human? Are you not imperfect? Because none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. And so you have to allow people to, stumble a little bit, and you tell them that wasn't cool. Don't do that no more. And then it only becomes a problem when it's a repeat offender. And it's like, all right, I keep telling you don't do this. I keep telling you not to do this to me, and you keep doing it. We have so many different relationships that we let fall apart and break apart over the smallest of things. And it's like, I can't believe me and so aren't friends anymore over that. That destroyed everything we had, everything we built. We let something go over something that's stupid. And it's because the two people aren't willing to come back to each other and put their pride to the side and say, you know what? I said some things. I did some things. You did some things. You said some things. Let's patch it up and move forward. Because if you're the kind of person that says nobody crosses me once and you cut people off, well, I hope you expect people to do the same thing to you. Once you mess up, once you make a mistake, you done too. And you okay with people dropping you left and right because you made a mistake. You can't hold yourself to a different standard. Because what often happens is we kind of say, all right, I can only forgive you one time. But you could forgive me 2, 3, 4 times. I'm only human. I make mistakes. And it becomes hypocritical. We can't keep losing friendships and losing relationships because we're hurt. So many people have these issues in life, and it's like somebody hurt them in the past and it stunts their growth. they don't grow anymore as people. They can only grow to a certain limit, because when they come back in contact with whatever it is that hurt them, they can't push past it. I forgive you because it frees me up to move forward. It frees me up to not have to deal with the emotional baggage that comes along when every time I remind myself of what you did to me. And it can be severe stuff. I mean, people are hurtful in life. People do things maliciously. People do things, to cause you harm. People do things for no reason other than to mess you up. And even those people, you got to be like, I'm not going to hold on to that. Like, there's something inside you that's wrong. I'm not going to let you put what's wrong with you inside of me. Keep that. That's all you. Hope you figure it out. Best of luck in the future. But I'm moving on, and hurt people. As cliche as that sounds, people who are hurt, people who are suffering, people who have unresolved issues in their life, unfortunately lash out at people. Because they can't fix what's wrong with them. And so they're frustrated. So they hurt other people. And I find myself always having to be, not always. Because let me tell you, there's some times when I don't want to. Me and my two particular friends, we get into stuff all the time. We get into fights all the time. We actually like a couple months ago, came out of a really bad argument that we got in. And it was all over miscommunication and things got perceived the wrong way. And we've been friends for 5 years, 6 years, a long time. We've been friends. And like their family, like they come over, mom, dad, like sit down dinner table, break bread, eat. And to lose a friendship, which we almost did, to lose a friendship over that's been going that long and that strong over a miscommunication is not worth it. But if I would have stayed in my feelings, and if they would have stayed in their feelings, thank God they reached out to me, because I was wrong in the way I handled it. Like I didn't reach out and try to fix it. Thank God that they came after me and was like, we need to sit down because we need to figure out what's going on. We hold on to stuff from years ago, decades, brothers and sisters not talking, family not talking, old best friends not talking, everybody not talking because we're hurt. The biggest thing that I've learned is to not have expectations of people. And that may sound weird, but here's what I mean. When I say not have expectations, is not have unspoken expectations of people. Because of the role that they play in life, you expect a person in that role to act a certain way. When they don't behave that way, it's like, well, how could you do that? You're my so-and-so. Like, you're my friend, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're my mom, you're my dad. You're somebody who's occupying this role, and I expect someone who occupies this role to behave a certain way. Like, you expect your mom to take care of you. You expect your dad to be. You expect your friend not to hurt you. You expect your friend not to stab you in your back. But what happens when they do? That's when it really becomes hard. You have to drop these expectations because you're holding them up here. But humanity will only let them go right here. Sometimes people will rise to the occasion, but sometimes they won't. And you have to accept people where they are and for who they are. You cannot change people. You can't. And the sooner that you accept the fact that, okay, this is who you are. This is who you are. This is who you want to be. I want better for you. And hopefully we can get you to a point where you are better. Because all of us should be reaching for better. All of us should be striving for better. If you say, this is who you are, then you occupy that space accordingly. I want you to be here, but you're not reaching that yet. I got to find some way to either live without that or to make that happen in some other way. I think that the not lower our expectations of people, but just learn to accept people for who they are and where they are. And this whole thing of being disappointed and being hurt because a person doesn't live up to our expectations kind of goes away. Because when they don't live up to it, when they're not where we think they should be, we can, kind of step away and say, wow, like I thought you were there. You're not. I thought something different. That's not what it is. Like, it hurt. I got to step back a little bit and kind of reevaluate the situation moving forward. And it just really And that comes with being flexible. I'm a flexible person. Things don't really faze me with people or in life. So I can really easily kind of pick up anywhere with anything. So I never really had that problem with forgiving people and kind of bouncing back. Especially my kind of family. We say something rude to you and then 3 seconds later we fine again. But for some people, it's hard for them to accept change. It's hard for them to kind of, get jarred off their path and realize that this isn't what I thought it was, and for them to kind of get back. Forgiveness has a lot of different aspects. It's about being flexible, allowing people to mess up, allowing people to fall, realizing you're not it's a lot of different steps to forgiveness. It's not as easy as forgive and forget. Yeah, you can forgive and forget, but forgetting doesn't mean that you don't learn from it. If somebody steals from you, forgive and forget, but don't leave your valuables out around them no more because they got a tendency to steal. Like, don't put yourself in the same situation all over again. Just say, look, I forgive you for what you did, but we got to adjust some things between you and me because you can't be trusted with some stuff. Be smart. Don't put yourself in the same situation and keep having it happen to you. Now that's your fault. I mean, how do you guys feel about forgiving and forgetting? Like, do you feel like it's possible? In the comments down below. If you're a forgive and forget kind of person, or if you're a kind of person that holds on to some stuff, let me know in the comments down below. I'm really interested to see how you guys feel. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later in another video. Hope you guys have a lovely weekend. It's supposed to be, springtime is coming. I don't know if you guys have allergies or not, but my allergies have been kicking my butt. But that's it for now. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. Spend time with the ones you love. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.